Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews, and as you can see, a very special beer review. This is a re-review for me. This is one of the most highly acclaimed beers in the world and one of my all-time personal favorites. None other than the Russian River, Pliny The Elder. 8% ABV, and you can't really see, but it says September 21st, 2011 is when it was bottled. A whole bunch of other, things on the bottle label. Really long description of who Pliny was and all that stuff, but, who cares. This was sent to me in a trade with Sean in California, so thanks Sean for the beer. This is a very interesting re-review for me because, this was my number 2 beer of 2010 and probably one of my all-time favorite IPAs, but I think I kind of romanticized it a little because it was, such a big deal. The time that I reviewed it, it was just starting to get all that buzz. It's been a year and a half since then, so I'm really eager to see if it's going to live up all these months later. And I get to drink it by myself. I don't have to share it with Jay this time. And I still got another bottle in the fridge. So, use my Southern Tier elongated tulip glass or whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, it does look pretty much the same as most West Coast or just general IPAs. It's like a flame, not quite a sunset color, but like an apricot skin. Mostly clear. All the haze is just condensation on the glass. Nice looking head, off-white. It's, from what Sean said, even this old is like too old to drink it, and it still smells amazing. Just grapefruit, a little bit of pineapple, flowers definitely, and almost like that candy kind of smell a lot of the West Coast ones tend to have. Not quite the Fruity Pebbles, more like the sweet tart smell. Smells and looks really appetizing. Let's see if it is. Cheers. Oh yeah. What's interesting about this beer is that, it's bitter up front and then it's sweet on the end. A lot of beers are the other way around. It's like as soon as it hits your tongue, you're getting like this kind of a sharp bitterness. And, there's a nice candy kind of sweetness, like I mentioned in the nose, like that sweet tarts kind of taste. Through the middle and the back end, and it shows up again on the aftertaste. It kind of goes bitter, sweet, bitter, sweet. It's so damn drinkable, too. It's a perfectly medium body. It's not completely tepid, but it's not super fizzy. I mean, it definitely has like a presence in the mouth, a little bit of energy. It's not quite cold. It's not quite wet. Not quite dry. It's it's like a beer and it's a class of its own. It's like it's hard to peg these adjectives on it. Starting to get like a little bit of maybe a caramel kind of sweetness on here. What else is going on? It's just such a fun beer to drink, to just keep, seeing what else happens. IPAs tend to be, pretty direct beers, like bitter and straightforward, hops and that's it. This is kind of one of the reasons why I like the West Coast ones so much. I mean, because it's like, each swig, even though it's very, very bitter, right at the beginning and then right towards the end, is that it's actually kind of refreshing, especially when it hits your tongue and it glides across. Has like that really refreshing, kind of juicy kind of quality to it. Very smooth going down. It's got a nice, maybe because of the head, it's almost borderline creamy texture. But, otherwise it's just kind of smooth, it's like soft around the edges. Really, really love that combination of the intense bitterness. I think it's like 111, 112 IBUs. Or maybe it's just straight up 100. I know it's in the triple digits. 8% ABV, which is a nice, right there in the middle, you know, like it's definitely not like a super imperial or triple IPA. I've never had Pliny the Younger, which is like even stronger, more nuts version of this beer. But you know, comparing this to like maybe the Maharaja, the Firestone Walker, Double Jack, I mean, it's not like a syrupy, sticky, borderline barley wine type IPA like that. This is drinking, I mean, it drinks more like a single IPA. It's very versatile. You know, you can just enjoy it on its own. It's strong enough to stand up to food. You know, like this does remind me, you know, 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓻𝓲𝓷, Stone Ruination, the Firestone Walkers, both of them. Very much in the same kind of ballpark. Racer 5.2. You know, and you can say, well, they're single, you know, singles, doubles, whatever. But, you know, they're all in the same general ballpark. And they all are very similar. I've never had the Lagunitas Hop Stupid, which is, you know, a lot of people say it's close to this too. But, you know, that kind of makes me, it kind of takes the enjoyment out of it a little bit. I mean, it's the second time around. I mean, you never get a second chance to make a first impression, as they say. Like, the first time I had this beer just absolutely blew my mind. Now that I'm drinking it with a lot more beers under my belt, literally, you know, now that I can like really appreciate it for what it is. And it is like a really solid, you know, extremely tasty, delicious, and highly drinkable West Coast IPA. I think what I like about it over 𝓑𝓮𝓻𝓮𝓲𝓷 and those other ones is that it's not sticky and syrupy, and it's not overly dry like especially 𝓑𝓮𝓻𝓮𝓲𝓸. They're just like, had almost a very similar palate as this one, but just left me dry in the end. This one has the nice malt balance to get a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of moisture, I guess you could say. You know, so the palate's not just wham, hops, you know, bitterness, and then sucks all the moisture out of your mouth. This is just, you know, a full drinking experience in and of itself. Probably going on kind of long here. I kind of wanted to do this all in one video, one take. So yeah, I would still give this a full, you know, 10 out of 10 for Pliny the Elder. It's not gonna count towards the best of 2011. Reviews don't count, you know. But it is. I would definitely say this. Yeah, this is. Ideally, this is my favorite IPA, my favorite West Coast IPA. But I can't get it all the time, and it kind of puts 𝓑𝓮𝓻𝓻𝓮𝓻𝓲𝓷 in scope and in perspective of that. They're extremely worthy runners up, you know. They're the vice president to the president, you know. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, 10 out of 10 for Russian River Pliny the Elder. Thanks for watching me. Make sure to check out chadsbeerreviews.com. Thanks again to Sean for sending this. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.